Hi, my name is Hayden and I'm cold. So I'm filming this at night, which I don't usually do because not only do I not want to be too loud, I also like natural lighting. So let's see if my discomfort kind of goes away halfway through the video. I feel like whenever I talk quietly like this, I feel like I'm either trying to be like nicer than I really am or more professional than I really am. I don't really vibe with it, but let's see how I go. The first thing I want to talk about is Shane Dawson. He, on his second channel, which was supposed to be about makeup, uploaded a video on conspiracy theories, and one of which was that dasani water was like problematic or not very good for you. So this was one of like the most popular conspiracy theories in that video. It was trending on Twitter that day and all that. He brought up the pH levels of the water, the possible carbonation, and the extra ingredients. So the pH level of dasani water is like 5 to 6, which is acidic, and water obviously shouldn't be acidic. It's water, it should be neutral. Dasani claims that it's not carbonated, but in the video Shane proved that it fizzed when you opened it, and the water also bubbled, which isn't a thing that normal water does, and it also causes people to burp. As for the extra ingredients, dasani water contains magnesium sulfate, potassium sulfide, and salt, and they claim that all of those are for taste. Shane said in his video that magnesium sulfate is a drying agent, potassium sulfide is a mineral used in fertilizers and lethal injections, and that salt dehydrates you. But however, people did more digging and it turns out that magnesium sulfate actually has many uses in food. It is commonly used in water to enhance the taste. As for potassium sulfide, the potassium is good for us and that's why it's like in fertilizers and shit. And as for it being in lethal injections, the amount of it is not high enough for it to cause any damage to us. And as for salt, obviously it's like a tasting thing, and apparently there's not enough in dasani water for somebody to be dehydrated. However, a concern about dasani water that is pretty valid is the acidity of it. Acidic water can have many negative impacts. That's why you should always focus on the pH level of your water. It should, I mean, I've seen like basic or like alkali water. I don't know if that has any like benefits or if it's just like a marketing thing, but I don't recommend drinking acidic water. That's like not what water is supposed to be, and it's not good for you. Adele is obviously a really famous singer and her net worth is about 190 million. She is currently going through a divorce with her husband. I'm guessing they didn't sign a prenup or anything, and that's why divorce is apparently costing her $140 million. You know, I feel like especially if you're somebody like Adele, like somebody with obviously a lot of money, you need to be careful what the intentions of the people around you are, and a lot of the times it will be for money. So I just think that for somebody like Adele, for somebody as famous and as rich as Adele, it would have been a good idea to make sure that this wouldn't have happened. So Gabby Hannah recently okay, I need to pull. I was just getting cozy and shit, and now I have to move, and now I'm like scared about the audio because I'm using this. God, why do I not know where this tweet is? I've just been scrolling through Twitter trying to find that one fucking tweet. I'm seeing like a lot of other tweets that I want to talk about, but I know that I'm not gonna find them again. I'm assuming she deleted the tweet because I've scrolled to January and I still can't find it. Maybe I'm just blind, but basically the tweet, she just said that she was like paying for a service and it was inadequate, and like it's just disappointing when you pay for a service and they don't really reach your standards. And everyone collectively replied to it saying manage your expectations, which is such a good reply because Gabby Hannah, shut the fuck up, you're no one to complain. She also said if only people put the same energy into building themselves up as they do bringing others down, imagine the potential. So if this was from like any other person, great, it'd be a good message, but like coming from Gabby Hannah, the person that doesn't know the difference between constructive criticism and hate, the person who refuses to apologize for most of her wrongdoings and is overall a shitty person who is too insecure to admit when she's wrong, shut the fuck up. Okay, so this is kind of not really recent. You know, Tana Mongeau posted a video about, you know, MTV twisting things that she does into making her look really bad, her depression and her like childhood trauma and all that. And a lot of people were very quick to forgive her. I haven't watched the video because I am a shitty YouTuber. But from everything that I do know about the video, I just have a few questions. The bit when she was being very rude in the doctor's office, just pulled the thing off of her. She was being very rude to Jordan. I mean, I guess the rude to Jordan might have been excused. They could have been having a petty fight, I don't fucking know. But how was that excused? Or did she apologize for it? Because I haven't heard of an apology. I haven't heard of her bringing that up. She just talked about, she hasn't actually made excuses or apologized for anything that I know of. So these are some of my questions. How did her behaviour in the doctor's office work? What was that about? Trevor Moran and her blatant disregard for his alcoholism and inviting him to parties based solely off drinking alcohol and doing drugs. I just want those 2 questions answered. How was that a thing? Did she apologise? Did she mention it at all? Because I haven't heard of it. I just know that she talked about how MTV was twisting her words and actions into making her look extra bad. Her depression and her self-medication with weed and alcohol, and her childhood trauma and the way that her parents treated her, and how that led to her trying to find attention from Jordan and her boyfriends. And lastly, there's this account on Instagram. It's at Karen.Lopez68, and she's apparently like 14 or something, but then there were like DMs or emails or something. She said she wasn't actually 14, she was of age, just pretending to be 14, keeping in mind that this is a person who posts very scandalous posts, like they're wearing very little. A lot of them include her in bikinis. She also posted on a story promoting her Snapchat for explicit and exclusive content, so that sounds not good. Especially, you know, she is apparently 14, either 14 or a person of age pretending to be 14. Either way, not the best, because if she is 14, then she's in a really bad position, because I feel like somebody else is like managing or controlling her. Obviously I don't know, but it definitely seems like that. It's very obvious that it is a page for pedophiles to flourish and to just be openly creepy. And if she's not actually a minor and just pretending to be a minor for attention from pedophiles, that's also bad and creepy. And now as I'm finishing up, I realize that I probably should have ended with something not as gross as this, but that's all I have. Stay safe and stay warm.